we're good.
All right,
Nice.
sweet. So, since we didn't do this at the start, you guys want to fill me in on what happened? And I guess fill in Jeff by that same principle.
I can start. I forget what the actual tower was called. It was the source of Corrin's influence on the town. We briefly fought a cultist. It was revealed there's a demon around him. We wiped the demon out, and then another demon came through. One of dark and horrible power that wielded the Carvel Donson theme.
Yep. Okay, good. So you guys do know what that is. She's a horrible creature of Slaanesh. Not that you guys have done any research that would tell you that. But it's pretty obvious that one was not of any of the three Chaos Gods that you had read books about. Yeah, it was the town center. It was the castle in the center of the town where the nobility spent much of their time. And the cult leader, upon being injured, had his blood taken to fulfill the ritual to summon the Bloodletter, which, upon being weakened, was in turn ganked by a demonette. It's a real dog-eat-dog world for demon summoning rituals. And after that, you guys headed to Castle Grauenberg on your way to Altdorf, because you wanted to check and see if you could find the old master of the Adventurers Guild and perhaps any other survivors from Bergenhafen, which, for all intents and purposes, has been depopulated in one way or another. On the way there, you saw that an Imperial force had been dispatched to respond to the fact that a central city had completely stopped responding over the last 2 weeks. Presumably, they will find nothing there but carnage. The witch hunter, Lucas Jaeger, went off to check in with the commander of the castle to see what was going on, and ostensibly to figure out if there were any other witch hunters in the area dealing with the substantial heresy that was going on here. And you all settled in for a delicious meal, at which point you noticed flies. Which, after the incident with the Nurgle tome, you all decided it was better safe than sorry to deal with the flies. Which ended in a small mass panic, leading us to the current situation. Strollbug, you've just been looting the contents of the bar since it's unattended.
Nice.
Although one of the flies did try to steal your hat cheese.
Mm-hmm. I made quick work of that.
Yeah. Well, that's a very, very good distraction. So, the guards do respond pretty quickly to the chaos that happened in the mess hall. However, they're not really too terribly interested in you guys, because the civilians told them what was going on, and that there was a giant vanishing spider.
Can I gaslight them?
Oh, if you want to.
Basically try to convince, especially some of the kids, that they just saw the rabbit again.
The rabbit?
Remember, it happened before and I threw like a bunny.
Yeah, that's right, because Demogod got spotted while he was being a rat. Yeah, you can try to gaslight them about it. Give me deception to gaslight the guards. Jesus Christ. Alright. Well, they're not totally sure what to think, especially with the Especially with the giant acid hole that's been formed in this table. Oh, that's no kind of rabbit I ever seen. You really say it was a rabbit, though?
You must be working very hard, spending a lot of time indoors. Rabbits out in the woods these days. I have seen them do this sort of thing before.
You've seen a rabbit punch a hole through a table with poison.
Ah, yes. It's
Huh.
it's quite normal, and to not think so is a little strange.
Oh, I knew I need to get out more often, but I didn't realize things had changed that much. Holy Sigmar. Maybe I won't complain so much about having guard duty in the castle. That's good. As long as it's dealt with, you adventurers haven't seen any more any more of these rabbits around, have you?
Nope.
Did you get them out of here? Heck, good. Great. Well, guess job's done. Now we need to calm the populace. So the
Agreed.
guards.
Thank you for your service.
Oh, it's all in a day's work, really. Alright, and the commotion has, of course, drawn the attention of Lucas, who, well... By Sigma, what's going on in here? Was there perhaps heresy?
We think so. We had to deal with some flies.
Lies?
Yep, some flies. We had to make
Where
sure
the
it was clear.
Were the flies otherworldly?
I don't know,
They
but
were
I definitely
not.
know. They were.
They were definitely regular flies, and maybe we should not trust your intuition next time, Polkadock.
I
Sure, what-
see. Well, really, that just makes it a normal Tuesday for witch hunters, accidentally causing panic. You
I
might
don't know
feel,
if
you might do well in the order with paranoia like that.
Well, after this short experience we had at the Wizard, and dealing with the books that we saw, a fly came out of one of the books, and the Wizard had to kill the fly. I had to make sure that we aren't dealing with any Nurgle situations.
Of course. Excellent due diligence. But you need an artifact to help you detect the source of Empyrean disturbances, which naturally you would not have unless you had dealt with the Witch Hunter Order. I like your unfounded zeal. It may be useful in the days to come.
Thank you.
And with that, Lucas leaves to again go help the guards reassure the populace that yes, in fact, the problem's been dealt with.
Yeah. Well then, I guess now we probably shouldn't eat here anymore.
Look, admittedly, you could totally eat there if you wanted to. All the good tables are open now.
I'm worried about the food, man. Give me some of that cheese, Strawbug.
You know, you have your own cheese.
Get your own.
Do I have my own cheese? Did I buy
You
cheese?
all got cheese.
Ah, okay, well I'm gonna eat some of my cheese then.
Alright. Yeah, like the first thing you guys did was take advantage of the Bergenhofen cheese merchants who are now dead.
I thought that I actually did not buy cheese, but
Oh, that's
Perfect.
fair.
Oh yeah, because at the time I spent all of my money to do something else. Then I gave my money away for something. I can't remember what it was.
Honestly, me neither. It's just the way it should be.
What time of day is it?
Well, you arrived in the castle late afternoon, early evening. It's been a decent day's travel.
Who is supposed to be working the bar?
I mean the castle does have, its own staff, but they're gonna take a little bit of convincing to come back here.
I did. Well, we can take a look around. Let's see, it's in the kitchen. Oh, I can't open the door to the kitchen. Damn.
Nope. Okay.
No. I am noticing though that there are a bunch of like door icons just in random places on the.
Oh yeah, no,
now.
This map's a little fucked because I messed with it too much.
Wow.
It's all right. I'll just move. I can just force you to go somewhere
Nice.
if necessary.
Well, if there is no staff, perhaps we could take advantage of the situation and board for free.
Kind of. This is I mean, the castle is essentially functioning as a a bit of a refugee gathering place until more permanent arrangements can be found. Just being able to sleep for the night would be pretty easy. There's plenty of cots.
Are there any nicer rooms? Like guards or something?
No. Alright, you can try to sleep in the barracks, but they'll probably figure out that you're not guards.
Yeah.
Depending on your gaslighting powers, of course. That one's gonna be a bit of a difficult check because you're a dragonborn. Not a lot of dragonborn imperial guards.
Gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss.
You really want me to stay here? No. I'll grab some food and probably call it a night.
All right.
Oh wow. I'm in a weird position where I can't walk to many places.
Here, let me fix that. There you go.
It's
so wild.
it's like the gym from the first Pokemon game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Invisible walls.
Yeah, if you follow the right path, you'll eventually find Koga.
Cool. Yeah, I guess it is a good time to call it a night then, or a day, or a night, or both.
It's a night. It's the evening. Was there anything you guys wanted to do?
I want to ask my familiar something.
All right. You want to talk to Demagogue? He's right there.
Demagogue, might I ask you something?
You can always ask me something. You'll get plenty of advice. I know a lot of things, you know.
You know a lot of things, and you also seem to be very strong. Stronger than myself.
Don't feel too bad about it, buddy. You'll get the hang of it eventually. You know, being mortal. Can't compare yourself to a demon like myself.
Are you sure it's not the one I serve? Just simply not being generous enough with his gifts.
Oh, he's been plenty generous, I assure you. I've seen you try to wield those powers. You've clearly never been around magic in your life. At least,
Yeah.
none that you could control.
I can hardly control it now. Most fights that I've been in have been completely reliant on you.
Very true, very true. Well, that's certainly not a case of, my patron, perhaps, ensuring that you need to fulfill your side of the bargain.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, nothing. Just, it's important to have, guarantees in this life, as it were. You know, gotta make sure that everything works out the way you want it to. For example, my patron wants a certain task to be completed that'll help him out a little bit, you know. Get us to you can get us to the Imperial capital. You'll see. The power will be unshackled at that point, as it were. If you're concerned about restrictions.
And hopefully then he will be more generous.
Oh, he'll be completely free. To be generous.
No, I'm just gonna kind of muse over.
It's... Nah, you thought something because you said But if you want to not do anything else, that's fine.
Demigod would just kind of notice it looked like I had a facial expression of like realization, but then I'm clearly bit my tongue.
Careful there, buddy. You don't want to do any damage to your tongue. Now, if you don't mind, there is a rat hole in the tavern that leads into the kitchen. I'm gonna go investigate that.
Yes, do whatever you need to.
Oh, it's not that I need to. It's that I want to. So I'm a free being. A sovereign citizen of this land. I can go wherever I want, do whatever I will by my natural born rights.
Jesus Christ.
His tirade continues until he squeezes into the wall and disappears. Naturally, through your pact, you have an awareness that he is, in fact, in the kitchen. And most of the refugees have been, kind of filing back in here for the night and finding various corners to set down the cloth sacks that they've been given to function as bedding arrangements.
Good.
Well, if that's everything, I guess we can advance to the morning.
Yep.
Let me just we're just gonna roll something real quick. All right, that's fine. All right, so in the morning, what do you wish to do?
Breakfast.
Breakfast. All right, great. You can get breakfast.
Yeah.
It's
Breakfast.
porridge,
Good.
which is slightly different from gruel in some way that you're not quite sure of. It at least is called porridge. It is being served in the morning.
Well, definitely have him some porridge. If that's what we got.
All right.
With a side of cheese.
Yeah, good idea.
I think there's a fly in yours.
Poggoth frantically starts spooning around in his porridge looking for the fly.
Brilliant. Well, Lucas, after being who knows where, joins you for the for breakfast. So, I presume you're all well rested, ready to continue the journey.
How many days' journey do we have?
Oh, we're quite close.
The capital is but half a day's journey from here, perhaps. Once there, I will need to meet up with my order. Have this artifact destroyed. Or stored somewhere safe until it may be destroyed.
And from there, we will part ways.
Indeed. I have my own missions that I must attend to. Although I will say, given that you're already privy to certain parts of the truth of this world, you may perhaps wish to speak with the Witch Hunter Order. We always have need of talented individuals.
Is it something that we receive coin for, or is it more just, the right thing to do?
Coin is but one reward of service to Sigma. The table does get a couple stares. But they go back to eating as soon as they see that it's a goddamn witch hunter.
Don't want to get involved with that.
Exactly.
Well, it seems like there's not going to be any trouble here. Thankfully. Not for now, anyways.
Nah, you're in the middle of an Imperial outpost.
Yeah.
It's really just here to keep the traffic on the roads under control. And to, serve as a garrison in times of civil war, which it comes up more often than you might think.
Figures.
Oh yeah, it's a classic.
Okay.
So, on the road, you will notice that the activity between Altdorf and Bergenhofen is still essentially dead. Everyone's kind of waiting for the Reichsguard to send word that it's all clear before they start using the road again. There's a good bit of river traffic, though. The river that the road follows sees plenty of boats, because river leads to more places than Bergenhofen, after all. Give me some perception.
Wow.
Okay, boy. Wogadok, you really gotta wear ear protection when you're firing that damn musket. Like, really? At this point, it's getting a little ridiculous. Emir. Force is quiet. Too quiet. It's cliche, but it is actually true. The sounds of the wildlife died down.
Because we're near the capital, or is it something else?
You're a decent distance between the, You're a decent distance between the capital and the castle. You notice off in the woods that there are shapes moving between the trees, but they don't seem to be coming towards the road. How do you want to handle this?
Does anyone else see what's over there?
Nope.
Right. Well, that's classic Pogadok response.
I saw it too. Keep walking. Oh, we could investigate it, of course.
I sense heresy afoot.
When Pogodoc hears the word heresy, or hears he senses heresy, Pogodoc pulls his rifle out to be ready.
Of course, the witch hunter sensing heresy might not be the most unusual thing in the world, really.
I'm gonna keep subtly walking, but I'll have my familiar go over there. Can I see through his eyes? Can I get witching impact? I do not. Okay. I won't do that because that's not gonna really do anything for me.
Okie dokie.
Just listen to the Lucas.
Well, whatever it is, it would seem that it does not wish to be seen. Traveling alongside our path. Taking note of us to avoid us, if nothing else.
Is it hunting or observing?
I know not. In this world, I always assume hunting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna approach it.
You can stick to the path?
I do.
Okay. Pogodoc, Strulbog. Either of you feel like checking what's in the woods?
Well, Pogodoc didn't actually see what they're referring to, so I think Pogodoc is just gonna walk with the musket in hand, but with the group.
Alright.
I'll do it.
Alright. Strulbog wants to go poking around in the brush. Maybe it's elves.
Maybe it's Slendy.
Say it might be Slendy.
No.
this is Warhammer. It might be Slendy.
Slendy would have to be his own chaos god.
I need to BRB real quick. Be like that.
Radio.
Mere mention of Slenderman has scared off both Cam and Cody.
I hate Slenderman.
Slendy does like fucking scare the shit out of me.
Slenderman never really messed with me so much. I don't know what it was about Slenderman that didn't really hit me that hard.
Okay, so I went down a rabbit hole reading about Slenderman, but when I was doing that, I was in a camper in the woods of northern Michigan.
Oh god.
And I swear I kept seeing it moving between the super tall red pines.
That's
And I was like hallucinating and I couldn't sleep and it was horrible.
Northern Michigan is like actual Slendy territory. Honestly.
Yeah, and I will not say the name of that other creature that's supposed to be up there because saying its name summons
Jesus
it.
Christ.
And I won't.
Once it's the
Link it for
summer,
me.
you're safe to say it. I don't think May counts as the summer though.
Like a Wikipedia article, so I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You talking about Wendigos?
Why would you say it?
What
I
did
missed
you
all the
say?
context except for don't speak about it until summer, and I knew what you were talking about.
Why did you say that? We live
Because
in
I'm in
Michigan.
North Carolina. What do I have to worry about?
That's true.
You know, they actually originated near the Outer Banks, right? They come from
crazy.
Algonquin culture, which originated around, you know.
Why it's called Cape Fear over here?
Yeah.
Jesus. Oh, that's horrendous. Oh, God. Alright, well... Campbell's done with his apple juice break. We can keep going. Stolbog, so you definitely don't see anything moving in the woods as you approach, but you do notice a bit of an unusual geographical feature, and I think maybe it's better if you guys just see it. You found another path. Another path with some rather different looking flora. In fact, it's really not like anything you've seen in the woods previously. Fucking giant glowing mushrooms.
Do these seem like anything I might have seen underground?
The glow is not unlike that of Warpstone.
Pogadok.
Yeah.
I'll give you 1 gold piece to eat some of that glowing mushroom.
You know, I may be an old fool, but I'm not crazy, and I'm not an idiot. Those don't look safe, I'm not gonna lie.
He's learning.
If you eat that... See Lucas pull out his pistol. If you eat that, I actually will have to shoot you in the head.
I had a feeling he might say something like that. Do you know what these are?
Do that. I know what they are, and I know where we are. I think.
God, I hope it's not Petsy again.
Pezzy's for later.
Oh no.
If I remember my lessons on the Beastman culture correctly, we have accidentally located a beast path. Which, those of you who don't know, beast paths are the routes which the horrendous chaos spawn, known as beastmen, take through the forest, allowing them to avoid human contact. They are typically something that man is completely incapable of finding. But here we are, standing in one.
What do you suppose that means?
Meaning? I try not to look for meaning unless Sigmar is involved.
What if Sigmar's involved with this path?
He is not.
Well, I'm guessing you're gonna say that we should go down it and kill whatever heresies down there, eh?
I would always suggest such a thing. However, we do also have a very pressing mission to attend to in the capital. Getting this artifact out of the wide world in general and destroyed. Also, I cannot speak as to where this path may lead and whether or not we can even find our way back to the road.
Sounds like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, then.
This is true. Those who study the Beastmen would kill to find an intact beast path. Which reminds me, let's see. Sense of direction. Give me an investigation check.
Okay. Wow, all those modifiers and I still roll shit.
You can all roll.
Okay, give me 2 seconds. I gotta put this food away. This cat will not stop trying to steal it.
I finally have regained luck. And Hunter absorbed mine.
Yeah, we traded places today.
Okay. Well, shit, Emir.
I'm saying I'm rolling well for once.
Wow. So, you admittedly can still see the, you can still see the road through the trees. But there is something funny afoot. Despite being able to see the road, you can't tell precisely how you got from the road to here.
Like we're way farther than we'd expect.
Yes. And you quite literally can't see, like, the fact that, I don't know, for example, massive armored dwarf had barged through the underbrush to get here.
I agree with Mr. Steelstrider. I think we should not turn down this opportunity.
Well, let's do it then.
All right. Well, you guys want to do a little bit of Beastmen investigation, by all means.
Let's clean it up. Was excited for an opportunity like this to come up again.
First order of business. We will want to grab samples of the local flora. We need to check them against the Imperial archives to see that they match the surrounding forest, and should they not, we need to find out what they do match. Second, and quite pressing I would say, is that we need to keep an eye out for the Beastmen. We are in their territory.
These mushrooms seem... Well, how do we collect them?
Like this. And Strobog is gonna take a swing with his axe at one of them.
All right. You're able to cleave quite deeply into the mushroom. There is a little bit more resistance than you might expect. Quite durable for a plant. But that's not to say it actually stops you from hacking a piece off of it. Excellent enthusiasm, Master Dwarf. However, might I trouble you to get a smaller piece? And he holds up a jar.
Strobog's gonna look down at the piece he cut. He's gonna turn his axe sideways and just smush it.
Well, close enough.
Might roll up.
We'll at least be able to tell most of the physical properties from it this way. I will perhaps get a more structurally relevant piece.
Gets out a knife and sets to work, cutting a smaller piece off of the mushroom.
Does he look like he's struggling with that?
Nah, I mean, he's just he's kind of having to like whittle at it a little bit, but
Okay.
it's like getting a soft piece of wood. Anything Pogodak and Amir are doing in particular right now?
I'm gonna follow along with Amir along the path, keeping my eye alert for any beastman appearance.
Yeah, well, smart. Quite smart. Emir, what are you up to? You also looking for beastmen?
Yeah, I was gonna be doing something similar.
All right. In that case, both of you give me survival.
Oof. Ooh.
Let's see. Emir, you're not quite sure how, but this well-trod path appears to have never had any people on it. Pogodak. Yeah, Pogodak. You can see that on the softer edges of the path, there are hoof prints.
Can I tell how fresh they are?
Give me investigation.
Sweet.
They could be anywhere from a day to a week old, really.
Okay. Okay. Can I tell which direction they're moving?
Oh, certainly. Well, there are options for both, but primarily they seem to be going north.
Okay. Pogodak will lay out. Okay. They've definitely been here before, very recently, maybe within the week. But they're ahead of us going north.
Do beastmen have hooves? Is that a thing?
Yes, I think. That sounds right.
Beastmen are typically a reflection of the cows and goats that we may be more familiar with. Merely made to look like grotesque parodies of humanity.
Okay. So yeah, definitely, this is definitely a beastman path, and they have been through here. They were definitely mostly moving north, so that's something that way.
Well, seeing what damage they've done in the past, it would be the right thing to take them out.
I'll start following the path.
I like your enthusiasm, but I must warn you, sometimes a hunt of this magnitude is not merely addressed in the span of an hour. It would be wise to ensure that we are continuing to gather information while we follow these tracks, just in case we lose the trail.
Makes sense. Okay. Are we ready to go? I think we can follow it for now. Did anybody else see anything?
No, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was gonna say, if we're looking out for stuff as we travel, I might do a nature. No, I guess it would just be investigation check to see if the concentration of mushrooms seems to be increasing as we go further and further down the path.
Interesting. All right. Well, while you're looking out for the increase in concentration of mushrooms, which does not make itself readily apparent, you notice that there's something carved into this route above the trail.
Is it writing or picture?
It's something. Something's carved into it. Route's about 15 feet off the ground.
I'll cast Spider Climb. Go up there.
Uh-huh. I don't hear that one very often, but yes. Spider Climb will allow you to easily reach that point. So upon getting there, you find one word followed by a crude carving of what looks like an eye, and the word is Kazrak. At least you assume it's a word. Those letters aren't typically organized that way, but what else could it be?
What's the thing at the end?
An eye,
An eye.
probably. As I said, it's quite crude.
Does the word Kazrak have any significance? Does any of you? Or an eye?
Well, let's see. I am unsure, but we will want to take note of that.
On it. Polkadot scribbles Kazrak in and draws an eyeball at the end of it.
Would you all mind waiting for a moment? I'm gonna climb to the top of this tree to see how far this infestation goes.
Ah, alright. Well, you are free to climb to the top of the tree.
Yeah, probably looks a little freakish. Just seeing like this humanoid climb up.
I see you two have taken the spider pill, brother.
Have any of you seen Hereditary?
Oh, God.
Nope.
Andrew has. That's the perfect reaction.
Come on, man. I had to sleep tonight.
Yeah, it's one of the darkest movies I've ever seen, for sure. But I Hereditary climb up the tree.
I have only one way that I can get revenge.
Don't do that. That noise has forever been ruined.
All right. You climb the tree like a freakish man-dragon spider. It's very dense. Canopy cover, quite thick. However, this is, as you may have surmised from the ground, this is one of the larger trees you would find. Freakishly large. In fact, it probably would have been a good hint that you're not, exactly in Kansas anymore, so to speak.
Is there like, can I see like any of the cities in the distance, or am I like, it's just like straight up forest?
When you get to the top and you break through the canopy, it is a straight up forest, which is a little concerning considering the distance that you traveled between the path and this beast path was about 20 feet. You should be able to look down and see the road. Or look north and see Altdorf. Or look south and see the mountains. The Grey Mountains should be quite visible.
Those trees.
It's just flat fucking forest. With some larger trees sticking out farther than the others.
And nothing of note.
No, it's just trees.
Okay.
There's not even birds.
climb back down. I don't think we're in Reichland anymore.
That should not surprise me.
There are no mountains to the southwest. No cities in the distance. It was just trees as far as the eye can see. Not even the river that I thought was right over there.
Interesting. You know, civilized humans, and the other species of this world, of course, have never been recorded as visiting a beast path. We of the witch hunters have long tried to investigate how it is that the abominable beastmen might escape our notice and build their camps while mere feet from our doorsteps. And now we may have an idea why. Francis, that I would need a wizard at a time like this. I will merely have to survive until I can ask one.
Well, we'll just have to keep record of everything we can keep record of while we're here.
Shame we do not have that elf anymore.
Nah, we're better off without him.
We need a wizard and we're in a forest. I think this is a job for an elf wizard.
It's okay.
An elf? They are certainly versed in magic. For now, we will at least be able to make our way to the Imperial Academy. The colleges of magic are home to our finest magical minds. They will likely have answers, provided we can reach them. And provided we've gathered enough information.
Alright. Are we still around this tree area? I missed if we moved past it yet.
You're still there.
Okay.
Ymir had to climb back down and
Gotcha.
fill you guys in.
Well, I scribbled down some notes. Pagaduck scribbled down some notes based off of what you've said.
Excellent.
Got it down on the notebook now. Okay. Can I make one more perception roll to see if there's anything else I may have missed? Or maybe, I guess, investigation?
Well, it depends on what you want to do. Do you want to take a wide look around, or do you want to examine the route some more?
I'll do a wide look around. I'll do perception.
Alright, perception it is.
And it's shit, of course.
There's a bit of tinnitus. It's actually a lot of tinnitus.
Wonderful. Okay. I'll keep watching the track. Well, I won't watch the tracks. I'll just keep my eyes open for any beastmen walking about and kind of peek at the tracks that we're following as we walk. Make sure I'm
All right.
staying on the right path.
So, as you pass under the tree root, you hear a branch snap.
Did I hear exactly where it came from?
Perception.
Nope. I'll freeze, I guess, right as I hear the branch snap. where I'm standing. And I'll say, I guess Amir is the closest one to me, and I'll say to him, "Did you hear that?"
Give me a perception.
Maybe 2 limbs. Ooh, nice.
All right. So back along the trail, there's a grotesque goat-horned face looking at you from the underbrush behind a mushroom.
Uh-oh.
Behind us. I guess I don't really have a weapon.
You're a spellcaster, you always have a weapon.
Well, yeah. I was gonna say that would pulse me out, but so I probably just have my dagger on me at all times anyway.
Yeah.
Is it doing anything or just looking at us?
It's just watching you. For now. Are you getting combat ready?
I would take a combat stance and get closer until it doesn't like that.
Oh, okay. It doesn't like that. It disappears into the brush. And in response to that, you can hear the brush rustling all around you. It would appear that it knows you spotted it. And it would appear that it was not alone.
We must make a choice. We must either leave or fight these things.
We're here to eradicate, aren't we?
Eradication, information gathering, survival, all things important to the cause of humanity.
Use my second spell slot.
Well, while you guys are talking, out of the brush from either side of the trail, 2 fairly beefy looking goatmen.
Two fairly beefy looking goatmen.
Yep.
And I'm gonna take a shot.
Excellent. Go for it. Since you had your rifle out, I can let you get away with that.
There's that luck.
Nice.
There's that fucking musket. All right. Not bad. All right, you nailed it pretty bad. It staggers and it's bleeding. But that also enrages it, and it screams out, calling attention
Spiders.
of the creatures of the forest.
The fucking spiders.
Yeah. Real big fucking spiders. You thought they got startled by, you thought the peasants got startled by Demagogue. These things are the size of a halfling.
Uh-oh.
Polgadok, you have just enough time to register that you fired your 1 bullet before noticing that spider directly above you.
Great.
Initiative! Oh, is this one of the broken ones? No, it's not one of the broken ones. Sweet. Alright, well, let's begin. Lucas, knowing the value of the information you've gathered, uses his turn to take a defensive stance. The Versator approaches Strollbog. As it's sprinting towards Strollbog, it lowers its head to ram him. And Strollbog, I don't know, you want to block with your shield or just catch it on your armor or what?
I want to block with my head.
Alright, Strollbog, counter headbutt it. It's a little dazed, but you didn't hurt it. Its head's designed to hit things. Of course, so is yours. So you're just sort of left staring awkwardly at each other. It's not sure what to think of that. Which is good, because it's now your turn.
Take a slash at it.
Oh, well, that hits quite solidly. So while it's a little bit stunned from its failed attempt to ram you, your axe bites deeply into its torso. Alright, Imir.
Yeah, I'm gonna have my imp just fly up to the spider.
Alright. Oh, wait a minute, where's fucking... Where's Demagogue? There he is.
I guess he'd probably be a bat. I don't like Lucas. I don't want to deal with that. So it's a bat.
Don't want to deal with that. Okay, yeah, it's a bat familiar. Hey, an Eldritch Blast roll.
Nice.
It actually fucking
I'm
works.
actually rolling something tonight.
Incredible. Yeah, so... Jesus Christ! What? Alright, fine, you killed the spider. Jesus Christ. Demagogue does so much damage.
This tiny bat picks up the giant spider.
Alright, yeah, so... The power of your demonic patron, like, kind of screeches through you and out your hand and blows a chunk out of the spider before, Demagogue, like, straight up Dragon Ball Z kills this thing and just, like, punches through its chest and out the back. Little bat.
That is the power I need.
If you look, you'll see Lucas's eyes narrow a little bit. That's not what bats do.
I don't have time to explain it.
Ridiculous, man. Alright, the second gore. Having learned its lesson from the failures of the first one, proceeds to roll the exact same fucking attack, except with its sword. Alright. So the sword clashes uselessly off of Strollbog's shield. And that takes up his fucking turn. Jesus Christ. Alright, Pokedoc. What have you got?
Let's go ahead and move. Right here.
Yeah, spider.
Take a shot at that spider.
Alright. Show me what you got.
Crit fail. Oh no, let me re-roll that. Okay, that's better.
Alright, well, congratulations. It's dead.
Nice. Ooh, that was a scary moment.
Damn it. I was gonna jump on the halfling with the spider. Oh well.
Shoot, buddy.
That's how the dice speak sometimes. Alright, combat seems to be going well enough that Lucas is, just going to continue playing defense. Alright, so badly injured Satyr number 1. He's gonna... sees that maybe something weaker is nearby. And he's gonna whiff completely! This is why the Beastmen are the worst Chaos followers. Alright, Amir, I don't know how you're defending yourself, but whatever it was, it worked.
Sort of standing there.
Just sort of standing there. This bleeding, wounded gore just, like, kinda whiffs. Leaving it to be Strulbog's turn.
Alright, Strulbog watches that one go by. He's like, it's dead enough. He's gonna change targets.
I like the groovy music we're playing, or we're listening to in this fight.
Yeah, it's very,
Missed.
It's very chill protagonist music.
Yeah.
You guys are just kind of slaughtering things with no effort. Alright, well, this time the Satyr is able to block your axe. Which leaves us with Amir's turn. Amir, you've got a heavily bleeding creature in your face.
Yeah, I'll back up. It can KO me if it wishes.
Alright. Guys, they're really not respecting the Beastmen, which admittedly I don't either. Oh my god!
They don't respect themselves.
It's clear they need help.
Shit is why they are the little useless shitters of chaos. You didn't even shoot the one that was attacking you. That's incredible. Oh no. No, please, not the him.
Oh my god! Jesus!
How did he do that?
Oh my god!
Roll though.
Yeah, but still,
That was a crit.
that was a crit.
It didn't do the crit damage.
I know you'd have to roll again.
Alright, let's do another 1d4
Make sure he's really dead.
plus 3d6. That's very consistent.
So the fucking demagogue, like, swoops down from the mushroom and, like, at anime hyperspeed, cuts across that Gore's neck and his head just falls off and he collapses on the ground dead.
Can he say "we" as he swings down?
Motherfucking wee!
Okay, that's all I got.
Lucas grows increasingly suspicious.
That was right in front of him.
I don't recall fruit bats being able to take the head off a Gore. What a remarkable familiar you have, Master Spellcaster.
Yes, it's magic.
White. Oh, good. Good. Okay. Satyr, in frustration, smashes its head against Strobog's helmet, and that time you may have gotten a bit concussed. Pogadok, what have you got for us?
Oops. I think Strobog can handle that. If not, Ymir.
That's fair. I know Lucas is of the same opinion. Honestly, Lucas is gonna take his turn to, like, recall what he knows of familiar magic. And whether
I just don't want to
seems
accidentally shoot
reasonable.
one of them.
I mean, your gun did almost explode in your hands this combat.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, Jesus Christ.
Aw.
Alright. Take another big old chunk out of the gore. And Ymir, I guess that means it's your turn. Holy Jesus. Are you guys like Beastmen racists? Because this is some combat performance I've not seen. Oh my god!
Very consistently 15 damage.
Jesus Christ. Alright,
Your familiar's coming in hungry.
alright, so the gore's got the fucking bat attached to his neck. He's gonna try to get it off of him. Oh my god. He can't even hit a bat that's literally digging into his neck. Poke it out. Just shoot him.
No, you want me to gun to blow up in my hands.
Fine. Stroll punk.
Alright.
Yeah.
Okay. This utter farce has come to an end. Actually comedic. How do you want to do it?
Because he headbutted me, just lop off his head.
Excellent. More grudges in the book have been fulfilled.
Nice.
However, a new one was created when it thought it could beat you in a headbutting contest.
I love the Book of Grudges.
The Book of Grudges is perhaps the greatest part of dwarf lore.
The ultimate
Right.
degree of petty.
And having received basically no damage, you're once again alone on the beast path. There's just a bit more blood on the foliage than there was before.
Hope that doesn't cause any issues here.
One would hope not.
It shall serve as a warning.
I just... Oh, it's so fucking ridiculous. That fucking imp. Like, at this level, it actually is superior to your character.
Oh, it's doing like consistently like 300% more than I do. Like,
That thing is absolutely destroying.
It's ridiculous.
Well then.
That go again. All right. Well. All right. Gotta hit the end button. There we go. Yeah. Get that out of here.
Can we take a like a quick 5?
Oh yeah. By all means.
Some water.
Alright, who's back?
Me.
No hunter then. Alright, fair enough.
I'm available. I'm just not right at my desk.
Ah! Alright, well, that's good enough to continue with the nonsense. So everything's dead. What do you want to do?
I'm guessing they were just scouts, but if there were just 2 of them. So that probably means that the main herd can't be that far out. Definitely can't be that far out.
We walk the same paths they use in everyday life. It would be expected that we would run into them eventually.
I see. I think we should move on then. Keep gathering evidence.
Move on or move back?
What do you mean move back?
Is that not what Lucas suggested?
Yes, somehow returning to the road would not be a terrible idea. Of course, that is the direction the beasts came from.
You think that hints at more coming on the way right now?
I know not. We are in unfamiliar territory. Your guess will be as good as mine.
What do you think, Strawberg?
Well, I'm inclined to go forward, but I'm amenable to either way.
Well, perhaps we can make some distance between us and these creatures. Forward!
I agree. Let's do it.
Alright. So, you press forward, pass under the root that had Kazrak carved into it. At which point, the path becomes somewhat obscured by dense brush. It doesn't seem like thorny or anything, though. You could probably cut through it or push through it if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'll get out my knife.
I think that's a job for Strawberg.
That's true, that is an axe.
Yeah. He's got an axe and strong feelings about trees.
Well, I'll let you do the honor then.
I have a lot of practice. I hear the trees are where they keep the elves.
Alright. So, a bit of hacking, and you are able to carve a decent path, even if it is a touch short. Not for Polkadoc, though.
Perfect.
So, if Lucas and Amir duck, they can follow easily enough. And as you push through, you find yourself once more on a path on the other side of this. However, the path isn't really the beast path anymore. It's just the road.
Oh. Huh. Interesting.
What? What the beast path?
Did it just end?
No, it kept going, right? There was just some brush in front of the... Sigmar, curse it!
Are we in the same place we left?
You might be.
Uh-oh.
Lucas, like, kind of pushes back into the path you carved and goes in a little ways, pushes aside the extraneous limbs and stuff, only to find that it's still kind of just the woods. And he comes back onto the road looking somewhat infuriated.
You think we closed it when we killed the two beastmen?
That doesn't make any sense.
I mean, if it's just a path that the beastmen use to go from one place to the next, maybe it really is just a path that they can open up when they're going through it.
Perhaps it's infuriating. We were on it. It was right here. It makes no sense according to any of my training.
You'll have to come to expect with us that we often get thrown down paths out of our control. That's how we met you. We were hurled through a path of stuck in time.
Right, of course.
That
The
just happens,
adventurers.
like, every day.
The adventurers who have somewhat of a strong connection to the dark gods.
He looks very suspicious, but you guys have already had this conversation. He understands that it's probably not because you asked them. Probably.
Hopefully.
Well, not all of us are born the luxury of humans in the Empire.
Yeah. Exactly. Give me perception or investigation. Take your pick.
I'm gonna come roll investigation. Well,
Oh, Pogaduck, I keep giving you the chance to show off that int modifier, and it's just not working. Alright, well, Emir, Strobog, the sun is at the same spot in the sky as it was when you left the path. Well, left the road.
How long were we in there?
Yeah, you were probably like, poking around in there for at least half an hour, maybe 40 minutes. The sun should have moved a little.
Not again.
So, we gained neither distance nor time. That
Well.
would help to explain how these creatures are crossing the Empire so rapidly.
How would such a simple creature have access to such abilities?
I do not believe it to be an ability of theirs. I believe the beast paths are a feature of this world and they are merely passengers.
interesting. We somehow made it along the ride.
For a short while, at least. although we know not how to navigate them, thus resulting in our current situation. Well, at least we were able to learn a few things. Perhaps we are able to make a report of this in Altdorf when we reach it. I know I will have a great many things to tell the witch hunters.
All right. And with that, you guys can just keep going to Altdorf if you want.
Move.
Okay.
My cat's acting hard, damn it. Damn it, Soul. I was trying to let my cat have just a little bit of my milk, and then he knocked the cup in my hand, and now I have milk in my lap.
Such a classic cat thing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, continuing along the path, you start to hear the sounds of a large city, a very large city. In the distance, you can actually see smoke rising over the silhouettes of buildings and walls. It's not the smoke you'd expect from an uncontrolled fire, though. This is clearly the product of the fires of industry. Eventually, you do break free of the forest entirely, leaving behind the river and the cover of the trees. And once in the open, you find yourself on the edge of some smallish, ramshackle buildings, which extend outward from a magnificent large wall. And so it is that you come to Altdorf. You may need to zoom a little bit. This is quite large.
Nice.
Alright, first stop, we're going to the zoo. Obviously. See that dragon.
I was wondering if you were going to go to the zoo.
No, I'm not actually doing that first. I probably will at some point.
We have to go to the zoo at some point. If it's a feature in the game, we go to it.
We're gonna do a pub crawl on the streets of 100 taverns.
Might want to wait for Jeff to get back for that. I know he loves pub crawls.
Oh, you guys don't even know the Street of 100 Taverns is great. I actually have I've got like 20 tavern names and some small descriptions ready for that. Of course, it's 100 taverns, so I will, of course, get more as necessary. But also, 100 is not accurate. Well, you know what? If you want to learn more about the city, you can go in, ask around.
Nice. Yep, I'm going in the city.
The city is quite unlike Bergenhafen. It's quite unlike it. Naturally, the fortifications are incredible, honestly. The walls are massive, and they are pristine. It's clear that they have builders going over them every single day to ensure that there are no faults. And it's also clear that real estate within said walls is at a bit of a premium, considering the concentration of buildings around the outside of the walls.
Place is massive.
In the smaller outskirts of the southern part of the city, which is the first place you arrived, there's quite a large concentration of poor people working on their laundry in simple wash basins. There's beggars on the streets. There are a few tradesmen plying various crafts, but none of it seems like they have a particularly large amount of money to work with. The main road, as a matter of fact, clearly had more money spent on it than anybody in the entire exterior of the city. The road itself is tremendous. It's just a massive paved surface, clearly meant for full regiments of guardsmen and cavalry to travel down quickly and efficiently. Speaking of, the military presence is also quite significant here. Many soldiers in regular but clean and finely made red uniforms, all bearing the crest of the Imperial Griffin.
Gorgeous.
How much gold do we have? I don't think
Like none.
Foundry saved mine. Unless we have... I've written 4 gold pieces. Is that right?
Well, you did get your starting gold. You also got 50 gold from the Adventurers Guild.
Yeah, that first one.
I haven't
uncovered
spent
the,
any, but I also
custom.
started with none.
Yeah. Yeah, so there you go. Yeah, Hornala was by far the richest among you, having the 10 gold of a noble.
So, Lucas, are you headed to Sigmar's Mercy? Or where's your... where
How
are
would
your
you know
people?
that? How would you know that name?
I'm looking at
But-
this implied town map.
I know! But yes, in theory. I am to report... Well, where I'm reporting you don't need to know about just yet. I must go and speak with my order, and they do not take well to outsiders.
Would it not be wise to have another account witness of what we saw in that forest?
They won't trust you.
That's, is that because I'm a Dragonborn?
You know, this is the part where in universe I'm pretty sure he'd say a slur. But yes. If you wish to speak with the Witch Hunter Order, the warrior priests at the Grand Cathedral of Sigmar will be able to direct you to us. In the meantime, I cannot tell you the place where we are headquartered. It is simply forbidden. Let's go through the proper channels. I will see you fine gentlemen later. Sigmar willing, of course. And Lucas, joins the crowd headed towards the gate. It easily parts for him. Literally, as soon as any of them see he's a witch hunter, they get out of his way and make a point of waiting until he goes past. So really, you guys are free to do whatever the hell you want going through the city. Might want to ask the locals about what things are, if you want to know what you're doing.
Well, I wish to learn of the mushrooms, but I don't think that's gonna happen.
I wonder how aware the, I guess the government is about I guess the government of Altdorf. I wonder how aware they are of the situation or how close it is to them.
Which situation?
Well, because all the refugees came here this way, or we're assuming they did.
Might I remind you that last session on the road, a full company of Reichsguard knights passed you.
Right, okay. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. They are quite aware.
Cool. Olin? Yep, time to go into the town. Definitely want to go to Academia.
Right. Yeah, you may move about the map as you see fit. You might want to stick together.
That's funny.
Wow, you're really gonna cut straight across to Academia? I mean, you can.
Really funny. Because it's not fast. It's a really slow, like, zoom out all the way and then move your character.
Exactly. That's the point.
It's hilarious.
The point is that it takes a while.
Do I get the feeling that people are racist here?
Well,
Me?
among the poor outside of the wall, nobody gives you a second glance. I mean, maybe they do, but it's more like, oh wow, a foreigner. They're poor people. They have other things to worry about.
I know that high elves are respected. I'm gonna disguise self. Look like a high elf.
All right, as you like.
I'll take the appearance of a. What's his name?
Ornala.
Ornala, yeah.
All right, fair enough. It's a decent thing to base yourself off of. Traveling through the slums outside of the city, you can eventually surmise that this place is known as the Hammer's Grace. Presumably named so because of the kindness of the Emperor in allowing them to build their grubby little homes right outside of his walls. Naturally, you might be able to tell that they're considered somewhat of the undesirables of Altdorf.
The undesirables. Super sad. I didn't come to play this game for politics.
I will politic the shit out of you if you're gonna act like that.
Seem to be landowners east.
Landowners. Well, they appear to be squatting.
Close enough.
Nobody really wants anything to do with this land south of the walls. I mean, it's not close to anything except the forest where beastmen raids would come from. So, you know, by the grace of Sigmar's hammer, they are permitted to stay.
Yay. Hammer's grace, providing for everyone to have a place to squat.
Yep.
Wonderful. Well then, let's
Pog it
adventure
up.
through.
As you get closer to the walls, you may notice that these walls are outfitted for war. I mean, you having been on the Wall Watch, you know what reasonable city defenses look like, and these are unreasonable. You can see the muzzles of grand cannons poking out of holes in the stone towers. On top of the unroofed towers, you can see conical shapes poking out over the side. If you didn't know any better, you'd say that they had rockets.
Oh. Wow. Wonder if they got that from Pogodoc starts scribbling down a bunch of notes.
Yeah. What you do know is that historically, the Empire has proven very effective in fighting off the undead hordes of the vampires of Sylvania. Specifically through their technological advantage. In particular, those rockets that you see on the tower are known as the Hailstorm rockets.
Nice.
Extremely good against infantry and soft targets because they explode into a large cloud of napalm.
Pretty smart.
Moog, give me perception. Alright. Your helmet slipped over your eyes.
I got cheese in my eye holes.
Ah, dear.
Alright. You guys want to go through the gate? Or you... Alright. Go through the gate.
How much is a gold piece to a poor person? Like, how much does that get them?
It's a grotesque amount of money. It's like greater than a year's salary.
Ugh. Yep. Can't confirm.
Yeah, I mean, you're essentially giving them like $90,000.
Are there any, like, charities on the way? Or anyone, like, trying to run, like, a soup kitchen or something?
There are various mutual aid places spread out. You can see at a couple of them, there are some extremely heavily armored individuals holding very large, ostentatious-looking hammers and reading out of books that somehow have also managed to be armored. Given the given the just disgustingly obvious nature of their hammers and the number of hammer medallions on their person, it's probably safe to assume that they're somehow Sigmar devotees.
I don't want to go to them, per se. Are there any, like, alleyways full of children?
There's plenty of alleyways. There's plenty of alleyways.
I guess what I'm just saying, if I see somebody who seems actually worthy of the money, I would probably distribute out, like, 4 gold pieces, subtly.
Jesus Christ. Alright. Well. Honestly, you could just... let's see. Well, I mean, of course there are beggars everywhere. But, among the beggars, there are, the people who are running the, mutual aid stations and those soup kitchens. Who,
Yeah, I won't get to a beggar because I don't like how they're just, like, asking for money and not really, like, doing anything about it. But if I can find, like, a not Sigmar, like, charity like soup kitchen or something.
A not Sigmar charity. Well, hey, I mean, the warrior priests might be there, but just kind of seems like they're reading out of their books. So as long as you just do it while they're reading their book, they probably won't notice.
Yeah, some like donation box or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, sweet. So you have probably made the lives of the people of Hammer's Grace a little bit better going forward.
Yeah, I mean, that's all I would do. I don't know
All
if
right.
my little fiend pet would take notice.
I mean,
Fair.
he might take notice, but he is busy trying not to get stepped on.
Yeah.
Even though he'd definitely survive it, he doesn't want to cause a larger scale version of him falling on the table.
Apologies, friends. I had to use the restroom. Shall we keep going?
Sure.
Yeah, so, as you go through the gate, the quality of the buildings around you improves substantially. These are very nice. I guess if I had to find a real-world equivalent, I'd say they're about 16th century Italian-style architecture, with the stucco walls and the red tile roofs. Yeah, these are clearly much more permanent dwellings. And in fact, it's pretty obvious where the money in the city goes.
So, where are we headed?
I don't know. You're in Altdorf. You can go wherever you want.
The zoo.
Who said that?
We should definitely go to the zoo.
It's just your old buddy Zeech pulling on those threads of fate.
Not used to this kind of freedom. We've been continuously thrown on paths.
That's why we gotta go to the zoo.
You want to go to the zoo, Polkadock?
We're gonna go to the zoo. We've been in battle after battle. Investigation after investigation. We can have some leisure time.
To be honest, I don't know if I like the zoo very much, but I suppose we can check it out.
Feel free to move your tokens around on the map too. It says you end up around certain places. I can tell you about them. For example, right here, you find a rather massive statue of a man in full plate armor with a magnificent cape, wielding an opulent yet familiar-looking hammer.
Ah, Sigmar.
His helm bearing 3 feathered plumes, and the faceplate of it beaked, resembling that of a bird. There is a plaque, if you do want to know who it is. Or you can just assume it's Sigmar. Frankly, I don't think there's a single emperor in all history that would be offended if you confused him for Sigmar.
Womp.
What does the plaque say?
That statue is of Emperor Magnus the Pious.
Sorry, that's my in-character voice. Somebody relay that to me.
Well,
I can't
what's
read.
the point? Oh, yeah, right, you can't read! I forgot you can't read!
I don't know how I read the Beastman carvings. I guess they just made sense to me, you know?
Well, I mean, you could, just have interpreted it very literally.
Yeah.
That's what the carving was, and it's not actually a word.
There you go.
Well, no one's gonna tell him. He's not gonna know.
Well, I'll tell him. Pretty sure
All right.
Polkadot can read.
Yeah, Polkadot can read. Look, it's normal to be able to read.
Okay, alright, cool.
I just forgot that, well, Ymir can't read.
They are very fanciful looking emperor.
You can probably assume his importance based on the fact that he has a massive fucking statue in the middle of Old Town.
And it's not Sigmar.
Yep. To the right, you'll notice that towering above all the buildings are even more of those magnificent walls. And inside the walls, you'll see the fancy towers of the Inner Keep. It would probably be easy to assume that that is the Imperial Palace, even though you can't get a great look at it from where you are. There's a bit of a commotion going on. In the North Square. There are people headed through the streets towards the river. Seems like pretty much everyone is just nobles, peasants, bourgeoisie. Almost like there's an event. Although strangely, it's not an execution. If it was an execution, it'd probably be using the gallows that are, just across the square from Magnus the Pious.
Yeah, what is the event?
Well, do you want to ask them?
Yeah, I'll find one of the peasants.
All right.
What's going on up there?
Oh, Fauna! Oh, I guess you haven't heard. There's some of your kind around here. They're having a big parade for them.
The High Elves?
No, they're just foreigners. I don't know. Something like you. Not quite so glowy, I guess.
Are they dark?
I don't know. They're like you. Just not quite.
I see.
You must be here to see them, though. They're definitely not from around here, I'll tell you that.
You don't know why they're here?
No, it's no business of mine.
Alright, thank you.
Having a big old show for them. The Emperor, they say the Emperor's gonna be there.
Alright, now I'm definitely interested because I think I know what this is.
Alright. Trollbug, do you want to go to the palace?
No.
I won't stop you, but you will get a little bit separated from everybody.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
Alright. Well, gentlemen, as you approach the riverbank, you will get a clear line of sight down the river. And over the tops of the buildings, you'll notice a set of tremendous purple and black sails. They truly dwarf their surroundings. In fact, judging by the size of the sails, you might surmise that the vessel itself must barely be able to fit down the river. Of course, that's not quite in the direction everyone's going. Where everyone is headed is towards one of the main thoroughfares, which will ultimately be over to the northwest.
Yeah, let's move with the flow.
Yeah. There's plenty of bridges, not just the ones to Academia. And there's supposed to be a gap in this wall. God damn it. Alright, well, whatever. There is, in fact, a gate to go from Academia to Outreach. Once again, the building style changes as you go through Academia. In the middle of it is a quite literal ivory tower. If you had any sense of satire or irony left in your body, you'd find it amusing. After all that's been happening, you can only sigh. Strangely, said ivory tower appears to be covered in elven decorations.
Excuse me, scholar. Might I ask you something? Random scholar.
Yes, of course. Oh my, a high elf. Incredible. I had no idea any of you were in the city. It's a pleasure. And he's gonna extend his hand. He wants to give you a handshake. Are you gonna let him?
Is he wearing, like, robes?
Yes.
I'll grip his, like, his wrist area, like one of those kind of handshakes.
Alright, yeah. Oh, my, well, it's very... Yes, of course, you gotta make sure I don't have a knife or something. Oh, God, you're strong. Very strong. Is that scales I feel on your forehead? Whatever. It's fine. You're a high elf. You don't have to explain yourself to me.
But perhaps you can explain yourself to me.
Oh, of course. Anything. What do you need?
What is this gathering going on right now?
Oh, there's some barbaric display of military might going on in the northern part of the city. There's a delegation from Nagarond. The Emperor wants to throw a parade while simultaneously trying to intimidate them. Lord knows that's useless.
The Dreadlords are here?
Oh, of course you'd be familiar with them. Yes. The delegations from Nagarond are typically, at the very least, the Dreadlords.
Someone as informed as you surely would know how many of them are here.
Oh, there's quite a few. Rumor has it they've parked a Black Ark out by the sea. Obviously, they can't sail that in here. But many of their most important officials are in the city, along with their elite bodyguard. Diplomacy between the civilized nations of this world is always just... It's just posturing and dick measuring, if you don't mind my language, good Asur.
No, I certainly get it.
Yeah, it's at this point that seeing those sails and hearing about the Druki being present might be giving you a little bit of flashbacks. You would know the shape of those sails.
It's just the delegates, right? The Witch King himself is not here.
Not that I know of, but I'm not really privy to these matters.
Let's see. Well,
No,
it's a pleasure.
I've been busy with my research. It's fascinating. I've got a new theory, honestly. I've been thinking that Sigmar is actually stuck in the Wind of Heaven.
The Wind of Heaven?
He's kind of going on an academic tirade at this point. You've essentially run into a grad student who wants to talk about his thesis with a with a notable scholar in his field who he's just stumbled across.
Well, like a true high elf, I'm just gonna walk off.
And he thinks that's completely normal. Oh, yes, of course, you've got more important things to do. Yeah, that makes sense. Of course.
Wow. Where's it moving to next?
Alright, well, if you want to skip forward a bit, you can end up here. And it's at this street that you'll kind of run into the throngs of people lining the roads. If you're able to get a look over them or through them somehow, either through peeking through their legs or being a dwarf and just kind of ramming your way through, you'd see a massive parade of human soldiers, dressed out in their finest livery, sporting halberds of the finest make. Hats are properly feathered. Their facial hair has all been trimmed and styled.
I'm a scruffy little halfling.
Within their ranks are some more of the extremely heavily armored cavalrymen you saw on the path earlier. They are, in fact, Reiksguard Knights, the various bodyguards of the Emperor. And still, further into the parade, in the center, you see some fantastical creatures with human riders. The creatures are similar to griffins, but without wings. More like a lion-eagle hybrid.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's within the ranks of these particularly scary-looking fighters that you see a guy bearing a certain semblance to the statue from the old town square earlier, wearing the same armor, sporting a cape, looking very similar. And, of course, wielding the hammer.
You know, Blood Dome has a very, uncouth ring to it.
That is what you're focused on right now. That is the Emperor.
Oh, right.
Next to him, you can see this man. Let me just find a picture of the Emperor.
I was confused for a second because I opened up Discord and Shaq was there.
Speaking of the Emperor.
He is the Emperor. Let's see. This is a fun picture of the Emperor. I like this one. All right. So there's the Emperor, and above him is the man standing to his left. Well, more riding to his left. The Emperor himself is riding what is unmistakably a griffin. And it is the largest griffin you have ever seen. You may not have seen many griffins, but I will tell you that, based on what you know of griffins, it's kind of abnormally large.
Wow. I think even the beak's bigger than me.
Oh, yes. The griffin and the man standing next to the Emperor share facial expressions. It would seem that they are both wary of their surroundings. Not that the peasantry notices. The peasants and the nobles and everyone in between are beside themselves with the display of nationalist military power.
Cool human behavior.
Very typical.
It's not someone to worship, it's something.
Once the Emperor is passed, the parade is pretty much just Reichsguard, who are allowing the crowd to fill in behind them, but maintaining a perimeter until the Emperor is passed.
Any dark elves around?
Not there. But the parade is headed in this direction.
I will stay put. Are there other, like, civilizations here? Does it seem like, or is it just those two?
Admittedly, you have found yourself in the foreign quarter, for lack of a better word. It's known as Outreach. This is the place where diplomatic missions are housed. It's also the place where you would typically find dwarves and elves who choose to live among the humans, wish to ply their trade. And any other race of the world is... This would be their home in Altdorf. Provided they weren't of the variety that was simply killed on sight. You can see that there are, in fact, some, there are some dwarves in the crowd, and they seem very enthusiastic. Strolbog, give me a little insight.
Oh, yeah.
The reason the dwarfs are enthusiastic is because they got to see the Warhammer. They don't give two shits about the display of military might. They wanted to see Galmaraz. And they definitely got to see it. Galmaraz is pretty much synonymous with Karl Franz's power. There will be no concealing that anytime that he needs to make a show of force. Now, along this street down here, you might notice there's a bit of another crowd gathering.
Ooh.
And if you look over it, it's the second entrant to the dick measuring contest of today.
Nice.
That being, as Ymir may have so easily predicted. The Dark Elves. The Dark Elves, even though they're a fairly humanoid race, it's pretty easy to see that they're not human, even from a distance. For one, they're quite tall. And then they're very thin, and they also move with a completely unnatural grace. Something that you wouldn't expect from humans. It seems as though none of them has ever tripped in their lives. Their uniforms are all black. Their helmets are conical, black with silver trim. Designed to hide their ears and give them further in height with which to intimidate their enemies. Even the lowliest troops are somewhat menacing, wielding swords and shields. Or some interesting-looking crossbows slung across their backs. Hogadok, give me investigation. Hogadok.
Can you repeat that last bit?
Give me investigation.
Thank you. Mother, why is it
With advantage.
Won't matter.
There we go.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry, I think my
Those
medicine
crossbows.
has wore off. I'm kind of getting distracted easy.
Yeah, that's fair. Alright, those crossbows are repeater crossbows.
Oh,
Something you might recognize. Well, the mechanism itself is an auto-loading mechanism similar to that of, any rifle that you've tinkered with in order to bypass the reloading prompt.
well, I found a magical mean to fix that, but that was a close one today. I might have to consider getting one of those.
Wicked-looking contraptions with jagged blades on the front as well. Clearly solid enough to be used as melee weapons in a pinch. Following along behind the first cohort of high elves. Excuse me, dark elves, but you know, whatever. The elves don't have a book of grudges. They don't have a book of grudges, nor are they really that different from the dark elves. The more central regiment of the parade is fully armored in black plate. Each one of them given a cape, and each one wielding a massive, fully black iron halberd. They all appear to be a bit bigger than their comrades in the front of the parade. If you were to ask Ymir, you would probably learn that that's because they are, and like all fascists, they have an obsession with appearances, and so enforce height requirements on their most elite guards. But Ymir, the reason that you're seeing these more elite guards is because amongst them, if you look closely, they're somewhat hidden by the height of their guards, for they are not riding horses. You'd see dark elves in particularly ostentatious armor, black with gold trim, capes with fine white fur. And, of course, conical helmets with extra wings of metal coming off of them for no reason other than ornamentation.
Oh, can the Empire so casually celebrate the Druki here?
Well, they're humans. I would imagine hypocrisy for them is somewhat like breathing.
You don't even know the half of it.
Those dark elves are the very same that enslaved my people, myself included.
You mean they would recognize you? Kinda.
I doubt I would be significant enough to them to be recognized in such a way.
Oh, that's good.
Although I did murder several of them.
Oh. Well, they had it coming.
They are very powerful, and there are quite a lot of them there. I know better than to not throw away my life needlessly, but if there's anything I could ever do to make them suffer, I would not bat an eyelash.
Dragonborn have eyelashes?
I would not bat a
Secondary eyelid.
secondary eyelid.
Well, that
Currently have
eyelashes
eyelashes.
as a high elf.
The dragon from Shrek has eyelashes.
That's true. That is true.
Shrek
My
lore is
source.
the only.
But it's only
lore.
because it's a female.
True. But that is Shrek lore. And Shrek lore is also Warhammer lore.
Yeah. Hey, let me get a decent picture of the Dreadlords, because they're
Dreadful.
Demigog.
yo.
Can you do anything to them?
Can I do anything to them? Just say the word, Chief. I can go in there and give him a nasty bite on the ankle.
If you fall, I will summon you back.
Fantastic, I'll be right back. And, you can sense Demigog's position. He proceeds through the parade, sneaking past the, guards quite expertly. Until, you sense him get stomped on. Oh, fuck you, dude. Fuck you. He gets stomped 2 more times. Demigog's dead.
Well,
Now he's in your head again.
you lived a good life.
Oh my god. Fucking jackbooted fascists.
Yeah, you do not make a very good rat if you cannot avoid stomping.
No, you don't get it, man. They're not usually aiming for me.
Alright, I'll bring you back in a little bit. Just stay put in my head.
You couldn't pay me to come out of there. How is it so fucking difficult to find a decent picture of these Dreadlords?
All I wanted to do was bite a fascist.
Well, he tried.
Gonna turn it.
see the demon. So what happens in the Blood Dome?
I'm glad you asked. Okay, but here's what Dreadlords look like in their armor.
Fun.
Sure.
In the Blood Bowl. Well, you'll find out.
Oh my god, that looks so douchey.
Yep.
Oh yeah, no.
It's like he looks like a fucking conehead. That's David Bowie.
Yeah, no. You must understand, they draw their powers from how douchey they look.
The power of vainness.
Now you see why dwarves are the most based race in this universe.
Exactly. They are the eternal enemies of the douche elves. Well, really all elves, but especially the douche elves. Yeah, the Dreadlords certainly seem to be having fun doing their usual fascist bullshit thing. Can't see much though, that none of them are using steeds. They definitely use the spare space on their boat to pack in more soldiers. Kind of seems like there's half a fucking army in there.
Do they bring any slaves?
Well, not to the parade.
Okay. That's good at least. But the humans would probably not like that.
Yeah, they're not, interested in parading around their filthy slaves. They like to show off all of the accomplishments that they manage because of slaves.
Yeah,
But-
I don't know the Empire that well. Like Emir doesn't, but I'm guessing it seems like slavery is not really a thing from the humans, at least.
No, you typically don't find slaves among the humans. You find wage slaves.
Wow, yeah.
Tons of them.
But that's okay.
Yeah, that's acceptable.
They choose to do it.
Exactly.
They can leave whenever they want.
Yeah. Like, if they don't like it, they can go somewhere else.
They can get a better slave position.
Exactly. But as you pass this intersection, it's worth noting that is where the two parades have somewhat met up. The humans having extended farther into the Blood Dome section of the city, and the Dark Elves simply stopping when they get there, and then parting ways to make room for the Dreadlords to come through. Ymir, as you're going past, you'll notice one figure in particular passing through the ranks of not only the soldiers, but also the Dreadlords. And he looks like that.
This music is playing, I assume, from the
It's
parade as he walks by.
Yeah.
Oop. Did I just said?
He's well, he's that. See his armor.
What is it?
It's
Something high ranking.
it's the Witch King. Here to meet with call friends, presumably. Since that appears to be what this whole thing is about.
That's right there. Is their leader, the Witch King Malkuth.
All friends. Extends his hand to, in greeting to Malekith. Malekith simply stiffly nods. It would appear they're talking. You can't really tell. Malekith's, entire body is encased in that armor. Even the, what you might have thought was his face, it's really just a plate of metal. They proceed together into some building of diplomatic note, at least you could assume. Their two armies staring daggers at each other.
You know,
But if you're heading to the Blood Dome, that's about all there is to see of them for now.
I was gonna mention to.
Oh, by all means.
you know, the worst thing about that man and the Empire,
Or Detective
Yeah.
D.
I mean, it's an empire for sure.
not only have they enslaved my people, they are responsible for creating us.
What?
He has in his possession a powerful black dragon named Seraphon.
Let me know if I'm telling this lore
Oh,
wrong.
you're getting it right. You're getting it right. This is good.
I already mentioned this.
Which he has used his dark magics to create, well, biologically created offspring. I do not really fully know what I am, but I was created for the sole purpose of being a slave for that empire. That's the man there. He is truly evil.
And he's shaking hands with. No. Yes? Mm.
And this is probably a good point for right behind you, your old buddy Lucas Yeager to pop up again.
A truly despicable creature at the command of perhaps the most powerful military in the world.
So
We must treat with them, lest we be destroyed.
Oh, so this is not a peaceful meeting then?
It is peaceful in as much as any meeting between militarized nations can be peaceful. We are not actively at war with the Druki, and we never wish to be. Conversely, they do not wish for us to ally with the High Elves against them. Would be a bloody affair for us all.
Never mind, I'm not gonna say anything.
Unlike the Druki, and Lucas looks particularly frustrated at this. Unlike the Druki, we do not command weapons of mass destruction. We cannot afford to idly pick wars with them.
So they are just allowed to do as they please in this world because they are the strongest.
Oh, it would seem.
They only assume they're the strongest. Strong empires come, strong empires go.
Setting yourself.
Strobog, this is a good time for this. The Book of Grudges. You remember how it got kind of warm?
Yeah.
Well, it's like hot right now. If it was an actual heat, it would probably have burned you, even with your dwarven constitution.
Right, moving like an Archduke Ferdinand this shit.
Well, if you were to open the book, you would find that on the literal first page is the name Malekith, son of Anarion. His original grudge listed as Betrayer. And it is so severe that it is assigned to the entire Drugi race. Of course, it's also assigned to him because he's still alive. If you were to flip through and get the details on the rest of the grudges that Malekith has accumulated, it would take you literal years. The notable ones are up front, of course, the betrayal one being the most important. The second most important being Architect of the War of Vengeance. As a dwarf, you would know this. The War of Vengeance was a time in your people's history when the old alliance between the dwarfs and the High Elves was broken. Broken because Malekith orchestrated a plot to frame the High Elves for stealing a shipment of dwarven artifacts. When the dwarfs sent an emissary to the then king, Kallador II. Kallador II impetuously responded to these allegations, which he believed false, and they were false, but not false as in that they didn't happen, false as in he didn't do it. He responded by shaving the emissary's beard and sending him back. Now, in dwarven culture, the only response to having your beard shaved is to take the Slayer Oath. It is far too shameful to continue living with. But this was the ultimate betrayal of trust between the High Elves and the dwarfs in that old alliance. It shattered it forever. This was thousands of years ago. It's not been the same since. It can't be the same since. The elves, in fact, still refer to the War of Vengeance as the War of the Beard. Fully downplaying its significance, of course. Finding it ridiculous that the dwarfs had gotten so worked up over something as trite as a beard shaving, ignoring the underlying context. The war was finally ended when the dwarfs slew Kallador II and stole the crown of the Phoenix King from the High Elves, and it has never been returned.
Not gonna lie, a little racist towards the Nuki.
Yeah, Malekith's a real motherfucker. I can tell you guys that much. Malekith is a bastard. Without going into too much deep lore on Malekith, I'll save plenty of it for you guys to research. I can tell you that he is a 10 millennia old bastard. This guy has outlived even what elves would consider to be old. Most of them would have chosen to die rather than live for 10 millennia, but not him. It's all for spite. But anyways, as you can imagine, tensions in Altdorf are a little high.
Only a little.
But you're all headed to the Blood Dome, are you not?
Yeah.
So this district of the city is named not for the district itself, but for a particular building in the district. Right here, in this massive open space, is what you would recognize from the real world as a football stadium!
Oh, it's fucking Blood Bowl. Fuck yeah, Blood Bowl.
It is, in fact, football, but in Warhammer.
Well, that just changed the tone.
That's the point. You guys couldn't have made it any better. You went to the serious part, and you went to the weird part. You can actually see quite a few fans out there tailgating, even though they don't have cars. I guess their version of tailgating is just kind of drinking and,
Their wagons.
yeah. That's not really that different, honestly. You hear quite a bit of screaming coming from inside of the stadium. Seems a game is underway. Presumably, between the humans and the Dark Elves, since, well, there are Dark Elves in the city. And Blood Bowl games are a great way to relieve tensions between races that don't want to go to war, but really want to kick the shit out of each other.
That's a good way to make people really want to play Blood Bowl. You want to be sanctioned racists, violent sanctioned racists. Blood Bowl it
Blood
is.
Bowl. Now, admittedly, the gates to the stadium are open. You guys wanted to go have a look.
I do. Let's see who's
All right.
playing.
It
Probably
really
not one-
feels like ESPN music.
It is.
It is ESPN.
Oh,
music.
is it? Okay.
It's exactly ESPN.
The Monday
music.
Night Football theme.
Well, that makes sense.
So Pogadok, and anyone who followed Pogadok, as you enter the stadium, the screaming of the fans is overpowering. It would be very difficult to talk to each other. And you notice that the stands are literally overflowing with people. And the extra people have, in fact, made their way down to the sidelines of the field itself. On the field, there are multiple athletic humans, as well as one gargantuan ogre, sporting the colors of the Reichland. They are the Reichland Reavers, according to the scoreboard. And they are down 0-1. Opposite them is a team of Dark Elves. Mostly more athletic than their counterparts, with the exception of the Ogre. The Ogre certainly dwarfs any of them. And this team is
the Nagaron 9. It would appear that the humans currently have possession of the ball. It seems they're trying to get something done. On the side of the field, away from the chaos of the plays being called and set, you can see there's one human being covered by one dark elf. And while the referee's not looking, the dark elf roundhouse kicks the human into the crowd alongside the field. And the bloodthirsty crowd beats the ever-loving shit out of this guy. Like, you might have seen a few cudgels in there, honestly. It would seem that this is part of the draw of the sport. That not only do you get to watch the bloodbath, but if any of it gets knocked out of bounds, oh, it's free game. Everyone gets to get a hit on the guy who went out of bounds. Of course, speaking to the toughness of the average Blood Bowl player, the guy who was knocked out of bounds does manage to get back in. Even though he's walking kind of funny, he's still there, still ready to play.
This may explain why there's a whole event going on.
Would the pen and paper version still be called fantasy football?
Yes. It's technically Fantasy Blood Bowl.
Right. Well, in our case, it would be fantasy football.
Fantasy. Yeah, you're right.
Off topic, I killed I didn't really kill it. My mom and her boyfriend were going to some investigative escape room thing or something like that, something they were doing as a group of friends, and she was telling me about how they were all dressing up as different characters, and I straight up said, "Oh, you're going LARPing, that's so cool," and they were like, "Fuck."
Holy shit.
Oh, they hated it.
Oh my god.
That's so funny.
So the humans are getting ready to set up their next drive down the field. They hike the ball, form a tight box around the ball carrier, and using the ogre, are able to make substantial gains down the field. For all their ferocity and strength and dexterity, the Dark Elves are simply no match for the raw stupidity on display from that ogre. He just doesn't know that he's been hurt too badly to keep moving, and there's no stopping that. The crowd is super into it. Right up until one of the Dark Elves is able to use one of their comrades as a springboard to leap over the ogre and directly heel first down onto the face of the ball carrier. I won't narrate an entire game of Blood Bowl, but I think you've got the picture now. The crowd is going nuts for this. They fucking love their Blood Bowl.
That's some good shit. This is what they should have done instead of gladiator fights.
And on the you'll notice on the wall near the entrance to the stadium was a poster asking if you think you've got what it takes to be a Reichland Reaver. Presumably there's a little bit of turnover involved.
Hey, We're gonna do this side quest, obviously.
This is... You guys don't understand. This could potentially turn into an entire Blood Bowl themed existence.
Hell yeah.
I figured, what's the good in doing all this dark fantasy Warhammer stuff if we can't throw in Blood Bowl?
Right. That's that good shit.
I'm probably gonna have to go in a sec, but
Yeah.
if that pays well.
Oh, it does. Blood Bowl players are paid better than any soldier.
The only other thing on my list I can't really do right now, which is Murder Dark Elves. So. I'd play some Blood Bowl.
Well, if you guys want to sign up for the Reichland Reavers, we can get that figured out.
That would be so cool, actually, if we had a session of just playing a little Blood Bowl. I've been very curious to see how it works in a D&D session instead of just on the video game.
Well, conveniently, Hunter, the video game is based off of the pen and paper rules.
Right.
I could do a little bit of tweaking to make you guys not quite as, likely to die as the average Blood Bowl player. Especially Polgadok. Jesus Christ, I'd feel bad. Polgadok would definitely get his head kicked in.
I don't know if Polgadok will play or participate, actually, with his age too, but like, it's still
That's
be a fun
true.
session.
You're a little feeble.
Yeah, it'll still be a fun session.
But, honestly, genetically engineered Dragonborn, pretty good option. And dwarfs are known for their sturdiness in Blood Bowl.
Every hit's a low hit.
Exactly.
I'm gonna use my charisma for this.
The football
Yes.
Yeah. Alright. Good. So, next session. Well, next session you guys can keep poking around Altdorf all you want. There's a ton of stuff to do in Altdorf, honestly. But I will prepare a Blood Bowl map. So that we're ready for that.
Cool.
If Jeff's back like 2 weeks from now, he's gonna be so confused.
He's playing Blood Bowl if he's coming back 2 weeks from now.
We joined your Blood Bowl team.
That's how we finally find him, is fucking...
He's in the audience and is like, what?
We're gonna make it all the way to regional, boys.
Hey, guy, no, you're gonna go pro if you, if I have anything to say about it. The Reichland Reavers are going all the way this year.
Oh my god. This whole D&D, our whole story, everything we're investigating, just now we're taking a sidetrack to be professional Blood Bowlers.
Cool.
I'll just start managing the team, I guess.
That's a good plan. The manager's gonna have a terrible accident after this game, I think.
Alright.
Alright, well, good shit, guys.
Yeah, it was fun.
That was a good game. Big lore dump.